Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I just restarted the live stream. 62 at the Oroville airport. I just spoke to a gentleman on a bicycle who told me what has happened. My first impression was that this was a fire. It now appears to be a plane crash at the end of the runway at the Oroville airport. And now Highway Patrol shutting down the road. So I got here just in time. A park plane crash. Okay. Well, it's a plane. A plane has bursted into flames. Either way. And as you can see, there it is, right at the. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to try and get closer. Run, Forrest, run. I am at the Oroville airport. Yes, I'm still up north. I'll get you a location here momentarily. Focus. Can you see the plane, ladies and gentlemen? I apologize for the shakiness. I'm on my phone and I just really had to pedal to get up here. So I'm kind of out of breath. Yeah, I'm the only media on the scene right now. The Action News now for this area hasn't shown up yet. So I am the first media on the scene. I do have my press pass with me. This is a little folded version I made, so if anybody gives me any problems, we're good to go. And there's some people standing up there by the sign, so I'm going to get closer. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, these people up here are filming on the sidewalk. And here's the exact street. We're at Chuck Yeager Way and Oro Dam Boulevard West, other known as 162 California State Highway. We have CHP on scene here. Here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to steady the camera so I can get a shot. I'm sorry? Yeah, well, I just had to pedal to get up here, man. I thought it was a wildfire at first, and those get put out pretty quickly. Well, some person said it came down, they saw it come down. Another person said it hit another plane on the runway. So I'm not 100% sure exactly how it crashed or came to be in flames, but it is in flames at this time. Now let me angle, my phone has a little stand on the back. So let me, oh, here we go. Let's see. See if that's getting an angle of it. Ah, there we go. Trying to get a live shot there. So I'm going to set the phone down, ladies and gentlemen, so I can get some stills. As you can hear, ladies and gentlemen, we have explosions going off in the background. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I've come around to the front here. As you can see, I've been taking stills with my handheld camera. As you can see behind me, the plane is still on fire. Let me see if I can angle that better for you guys. There we go. As you can see, the plane is still on fire, and I'm probably going to be here until it gets put out. Yeah. Yeah, if it was, well, if it was about to take off or is landing, it should have somewhat amount of fuel left in it still, but that takes a while to burn off. Little steep hill there, but real quick, ladies and gentlemen, if you can see there on the camera, there's some of the stills I've been taking. If you can see that picture, I don't know how well it's showing up. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is not 100% confirmed. I'm just relaying word of mouth, but the mainstream media person here said that they spoke to the Butte County Sheriff's Office, and at this time is being reported that everybody inside got out safely at this time. This is at the Oroville Airport in Butte County. We're at Chuck Yeager Way, the cross of Oro Dam Boulevard West, otherwise known as California State Highway 162. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the fire at this point, let's see if you can still, I don't think you can even see it still. Oh yeah, yeah, it's just a little bit. Let me see if I can zoom it in. Let me see if I can zoom it in here. Because they put the fire out, and it's now, they had the, let's see. I don't think you'll be able to see it now, because they might be able to see, there we go. Yeah, there's a lot less smoke now because they came out and put foam on it, so there's a lot less fire and smoke now. Well, this is, unfortunately, this is the best I can get it right now. I'm sitting it on a stone right now. I'm trying to take as many stills as I can. I just grabbed whatever I could and went. I didn't even have time to grab my backpack. All I grabbed was my camera, my handy cam, bag, and my press pass, and just went on the bike and just went. Shit, what was I gonna say? The smell around here smells sort of like a burning wood, but it's mostly stink from the plane. I'm pretty sure there's some carcinogens in the air that I'm breathing in, but I luckily breathe in another type of smoke that deals with cancer-causing carcinogens, so I'm not too worried about that, if you know what I mean. But other than that, the fire appears to still be burning within inside the aircraft, or potentially smoldering. But the fire engines did appear to put a lot of foam on it, what I saw, or either a lot of water. But from my experience in studying aircraft fires, the best way to put it out was with foam. I don't know, maybe it's starting back up again, but there's a lot, it's still smoking, but there's a lot less smoke now. And yeah, we'll see how it progresses or degresses, but I'm still on scene. We've been rolling at this live stream now for almost 15 minutes. Thank you all for tuning in. We have 24 viewers right now. I think I saw at the most at one point was 30 some, but I might go ahead and move the camera here in a minute and finish taking stills, see if we can get closer. But for right at the moment, until I figure out what the situation is now, I'm just going to keep it right here, so stay tuned. I may be trying to get closer, but I don't think I'm going to be on the runway. I hope to be on the runway. That will be fun, but I don't think we'll get that far. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's starting to stink really bad right now. The smoke is all blowing. The wind just changed direction. That's why it's starting. The smoke was blowing that way. Now it's blowing towards this way. So now I'm covering up my face a little bit. No one else seems to care, but I'm gonna start covering my face now because my throat was starting to irritate a little bit, and that's a sign of carcinogens. But just like I told the gentleman that told me not to breathe in, I appreciate his concern for my safety, but if I was afraid of getting something in the air, I wouldn't have come in the first place. But that's why we have Penal Code 409.5 and why the Supreme Court ruled that the police's job is to enforce law, not public safety. Because I'm choosing to be here right now. I know what I'm getting into. I know that's unsafe, but I'm here exercising my First Amendment to do so. Yeah, I'm not going that way. I'm trying to get that way so I can angle the plane. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you heard, but we just had a little pop, if you heard that explosion. I think I'm going to try and move now. Let's turn the camera around. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I did try and walk over there, try and go straight. I'm not trying to go that way, and I got a little, please don't go any further. Please don't go any farther, and he was pointing that way, and I explained to him not. I was trying to get an angled shot of the plane, but again, PC 409.5, that's why he was asking and not demanding, but I didn't push it. Yeah, the flames are started up again. Oh, you want on the fence? Well, let's see. Somebody put the phone on the fence. Well, let's see. Do you want me to hold the phone and walk around, or do you want me to just have it in one place for you to watch this thing burn? Well, I'll let the chat decide. I just wanted to get some continuous footage of people seeing it burn. We got 15 people in here and 20 likes. And we've started, the flames have started up again. Okay, we got one for hold. So then, okay then, well let me put my still camera away real quick. Okay. See, I'm zoomed in as much as I can. Well, I'm going to walk over to the CHPs talking about incident command area. So there might be a little special area for the media I can go. Did the sergeant say that they had an incident command area set up yet?
No, not really.
Oh, no, so it's just kind of just mingle out about. Alrighty then. Oh, my phone's going to turn off, ladies and gentlemen, because it's saying it's too hot. So, whether or not it's going to turn off in the middle of the live stream, we'll see. But that's probably because I left it sitting in the sun there filming. But as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot of CHP. Well, I mean, I'm not that far, really, from, I mean, here's the airport sign and there's the end of the runway. I mean, it's not going to make much difference if I have the other camera and zoom in. Oh, we got a whoop whoop. We got an ambulance coming. The phone might be shutting off then if it's buffering a lot. I did get the message that said it was gonna turn off because it's too hot, so that might be because of it. But it says it's still rolling for me. Wrong way. Oh no, the ambulance didn't go the wrong way. That's a two-lane road, if you're referring to that. What do you mean by wrong way, chat? Well, I don't know what to tell you other than to exit the stream and come back, because I have full bars right now and full 4G. So the only explanations could be either you're receiving a bad signal and just need to log out and come back, or somebody's interfering with the signal. I don't understand how I'm not buffering, but everybody else is buffering when I have full bars and full 4G. So something isn't right here. And if I was buffering, my thing would tell me when it's buffering. See, Fing 57, you have no buffering, so like I said, just maybe some people need to log out of the stream and come back in. Well, that's because I'm shanking right now a little bit, because I'm not the greatest holding the phone. Phones are kind of an awkward shape for me to hold steady. But if I press it against my helmet here, it kind of stabilizes it. Yeah, thanks for restarting on your end, because sometimes when you're in a live stream I've been going now for 25 minutes, some people it kind of like lags them out. Yeah, the choppy, I apologize. I don't have the greatest phone steadiness hand compared to handheld camera. Update as far as right now, the plane has somewhat caught back on fire again. It's still on fire. The flames are not as bad as it previously was. The mainstream news, I heard, said that they don't know how many people are in the plane, but I heard them previously reporting that that the occupants did manage to make it out of the plane. We have a couple engines over there. I believe 2 of them are from Oroville and the red one is from CAL FIRE. We also do have, I think that's the battalion commander's truck over there, that B21. Yeah, plane crash, wildfire, shut down, Highway 162 at Oroville Airport. Exactly, Peters, exactly. Yeah, so if you Google that, if you Google Oroville Airport right now, you'll probably get the breaking news. But Channel 7 and me, the Cameraman YouTube channel, are the only media outlets covering this right now. I'm surprised there's not more. But let me tell you something personally, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not surprised by small plane crashes. I am not surprised one bit. I feel more safer on a, you may think I may be crazy for saying this, but I feel more safer on, the planes that can hold 300, 500 people, because they have a lot more safety automations compared to these planes that only, hold 20 or 10 or 5 people. How big of an airport is this? This is a small business commuter airport. The majority of planes that come out of here are small, like private Learjets, Cessnas, things of that nature. The majority of the people that fly in and out of here are rice farmers, field farmers, cattle farmers, majority of farmers, because it's just all farmland up here, and majority of these farmers own a big property or farm up here, but they live and have their main business in Sacramento or some places like that. I got real quick Constitutional Corners in the chat. Hi, Maddie. Just give a quick shout out. But back to what I was saying, that's the majority of the people that use this airport, just small commuter planes for farmers that need to come once a month or twice a month to check on their land. But this appears to be some small private jet. We do have people that fly in here for many reasons other than just farms. You know, a small airport is still a small airport, but we don't get any major commercial aircraft in here. But you know, I'll take that back. Not as far as commercial, but we did have, I will say this, I think it was a B-52, if I remember correctly, did fly over here a couple days ago this week, last weekend, because there was an air museum show in Chico, and it was one of the last remaining B-52 fighter planes or whatever, and I just happened to look up, and there it was over, you know, over the operations center, flying over. But back to what I was saying about small planes. If you look in the news recently, you'll see more small plane crashes than major plane crashes. And I feel that's just because there's not a lot of scrutiny on small planes and maintenance and, you know, a lot of safety checks compared to the major airlines that are heavily scrutinized and have lots of safety regulations and things of that nature. Most recently, CHP officer at the Highway 162 roadblock said the plane was taking off when it crashed. The crew sent out a mayday call, and there were a few initial explosions. The Oroville branch of the California Highway Patrol tweeted word is no injuries. Thank you for that update, Peters. Appreciate that. I do follow the Highway Patrol for Oroville on Twitter, so I would probably seen that, but I can't stop the live stream right now to go look at Twitter. I think some phones have that capability where you can be running the live stream app while running other apps, but my phone, even though it's I know it's an Android, I just can't remember what model it was. I got it last year for Christmas, right at the end of Christmas. So it's a very new phone, but you think, you know, you can watch YouTube while looking at other apps, but you can't live stream while running other apps. But eventually that'll probably change in a couple of years, and a couple extra $100 if you want to pay that, you know what I mean? But back to small plane crashes. I think the most recent small plane crash that comes to my mind is I think it was Utica in New York last week. There was a small plane crash, but that's what I seem to see once or twice a month. There's some small plane crash somewhere in the United States. So it's starting to concern me, you know. I mean, I'm not afraid that, you know, I mean, realistically you're more likely to be killed by the police than a plane falling out of the sky, but it's starting to seem like there's starting to be abundance of small plane crashes, and it seems to me there's some sort of safety issues there. But, you know, mainstream media doesn't want to, you know, look at issues like that unless it's a major company like, I forget what the name of that plane was, but all those ones that are grounded by that company, though, because of those two crashes, because they only had one sensor on the plane when they should have two in case one of the sensors malfunctions, if I'm saying the problem correctly. But you don't have those kinds of sensors and safety equipment on small planes. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some, yeah, Boeing, thank you for that. But I'm pretty sure some small planes have advanced safety equipment, but, you know, if you want to spend millions and millions of dollars, like, for example, what's a good example? One of those, if you saw Inside Edition a while back ago, they did a thing about these TV preachers needing $20 million, $10 million private planes, and I'm pretty sure those have lots of, you know, they probably got the most advanced safety equipment. I mean, yeah, small plane is expensive, but, you know, $20 $20 million, $30 million jets usually come with a little bit more luxury and safety features than just, you know, transportation. Like I can go and buy a small Cessna for, you know, I think maybe 70, 100,000, you know, a couple, you know, exactly, constitutional corner. You get what you pay for, but, you know, this way, if you, from my understanding, if you buy a cheap plane, you don't maintain it, and you don't treat your aircraft with respect and, you know what you're doing, you can really find yourself in a heap of trouble. But if you do your pre-check flights, maintain your aircraft, from what I can see, aircrafts can last a long time. From my understanding, there's they call it a graveyard, but a majority of these planes they could work. They're just decommissioned, if you will. But there's just a field of parked airplanes in Arizona, and you'd think, well, why would they park a whole bunch of planes out in the middle of a desert? Well, actually, it's better for a plane to be parked in the middle of a desert than anywhere else, if you can believe it. I thought that was a little bit crazy too, but because the way erosion and whatnot works with planes, it's better for them to be out in the desert than it is, let's say, in a cold environment. But the plane is still burning. I've been going now for exactly 34 minutes this live stream. We're now down to 11 people. I have 60% of the battery, so I can still go for a long time. No, it's still burning. There's still flames coming out of that plane. The smoke is smoke from flames. It's not smoke from smoldering smoke, if you know what I mean. It is still burning. They went and put water on it, but I think from what the last name of the username, Peter there, said that the Oroville Highway Patrol tweeted it crashed on takeoff. Well, it seems like to me I don't know where this destination of this aircraft was going, but from my understanding, planes only put the amount of fuel that they need to get where they need to go, or to refuel along the way. That's because if you fill up an entire plane full to the tank and you're only going to use a quarter's worth of tank, it's actually going to be slower because you're adding more weight to the plane, and it increases in efficiency and speed if you have, you know, an amount of fuel that you need to get where you need to go compared to an excess amount of fuel that you're not going to burn up in that one flight. But if he was fully loaded for what he needed, not saying as in fully loaded to the top of the tanks, but if he was fully loaded to get wherever he was going to fly, it could be a while before all that fuel burns off. I mean, we can put from what seems to me, they put water on it. I reviewed my stills, and it looked like water. At first I thought it was foam, but it appeared to be water. So you can put water all day long on a plane, but it's not going to burn out because jet fuel and water don't mix. If you just put water, if you want to see a Florida vacation. Oh, thanks, Constitutional Corner. Appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Florida, maybe I will come out there someday. You know, I've got some YouTubers out there I watch out in Florida, First Amendment auditing and non-First Amendment auditing. So I've kind of seen a little bit of Florida. But yeah, appreciate the offer. But back to what I was saying, yeah, you can put water on a plane all day long, but water and jet fuel don't mix. Oh, deep country, that's great. I would like to see sort of more of Florida's wildlife compared to like Miami or, you know, the beach, you know, all the commercial areas. I like to look at would like to check out the Everglades, especially since they're being encroached on more and more. It's one of nature's few, you know, natural habitats. And speaking of natural habitats, you know, the rainforest has been on fire for 2 weeks and nobody's bothered to talk about it until a couple days ago in the mainstream news. Yeah, I appreciate that, Huckleberry Auditor. I'm not breathing. I mean, I'm trying to be. Majority of the time, the smoke has been blowing that way, but a couple times it shift this way. I'm not trying to breathe it in, but you know, there's not much I can do about that. I mean, I'm on a bicycle. I don't have the car today, so I can't. I would have had my fire helmet with me. I would have had a lot more. I would have had my Tyvek suit, a lot more equipment with me, but I was more concerned about getting to the scene and seeing what it was. You know, at first I thought it was a wildfire because look at all this dead grass around here, ladies and gentlemen. It's like once a week or twice a week we get a small brush fire. But when I got up here, a guy started yelling at me, "Hey, don't breathe the air. It's a small plane crash." And I was like, "Holy shit!" So this is my first plane crash, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it kills me is I've been in Orange County, you know, where there's a ton more people, and the majority I've been to, the most major thing I ever been to until the beginning of this year was a hit and run, not a hit and run, but somebody hit somebody with their car, and they stayed at the scene, took responsibility, and it was later determined that they were not at fault. But that was the first time I'd ever seen a dead body out on the road with a cover, and I thought, wow, you know, that's the most serious thing I've been to. What was I saying? That was the most serious thing I've been to until earlier this year when I responded to a call of an 1144, which is police code, the California state code anyways, for coroner's case. And that turned out to be a murder-suicide where this husband shot and killed his wife and his kid and then killed himself, and that turned out to be a very tragic thing, and I have yet to upload the scene of that. 420 RU2, have to go now, no problem. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hello from France. Good to see I got viewers all the way out here, all the way out there, I should say, viewing me all the way out here. Speaking of France, what time is it in there in France, by the way, just out of curiosity? But back to what I was saying earlier, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, does a plane crash with no injuries top a murder-suicide? I mean, I'm not trying to make light of a murder-suicide, but I'm just trying to think. 21:35. Okay, so it's pretty late there right now, pretty late. Appreciate you staying up that late. What was I saying? I'm not trying to make light of the previous murders, the murder-suicide, but would a plane crash top that? I'm just trying to think because, I mean, wow, I mean, I thought, you know, I mean, I'm not sure, I mean, I've learned from the police you can't say I've seen it all because you don't see it all because the next day something outrageous can top that, but it's just like, wow, I've been to a murder-suicide so far this year and now a plane crash. You know, and here I've been just filming traffic accidents and, you know, small things, and I'm like, wow, this is stuff that, you know, normally the mainstream media gets to film, but here, you know, just an everyday citizen exercising their First Amendment rights under the Constitution, I'm documenting and filming these things. So it's kind of a surreal thing for me. Because, you know, the past couple of years I mainly focused on First Amendment audits, which I still do here and there, but I'm mostly focused now on cop watching and responding to calls. And I think now, ladies and gentlemen, the majority of the fires might be put out. I don't see any flames. I see a lot of smoke, so it might have just burned out. But there's a lot of smoke right now. All the CHP have just kind of kicked back now, and they're hanging out in their air-conditioned cars. Pretty much everybody's hanging out in their air-conditioned cars right now. I'm kind of the only nut job standing out here on their bicycle, but still, I mean, even if you're in the car, and you could still get smoke in there through your vents and whatnot if you don't have the air circulating. Well, I mean, California itself isn't in a drought, but this area up here north in Butte County, we haven't gotten a lot of rain, and it's been really dry. Yes, I moved up north. I'm in Butte County now. I'm going to be mostly focusing now. I'm going to still be making trips eventually when I save up a lot of money. I mean, I have money, but it's going to cost a lot of money to, you know, make trips, you know, 10-hour trips from Butte County to Orange County and really all around California. I can be an actor, do this filming all around California, but right now I'm going to try, since I'd really like to say Southern California has been managed with it when it comes to filming and the police, but I'm still seeing ignorance come out of Southern California. But there's just a lot of filming down there right now in Southern California, so I think it's also kind of a refreshment to get up here for Northern California, because I rarely see anything filmed up north. So hopefully I get, you know, some more lucrative filming up here. Not really the area. I haven't heard any police brutality. I mean, I'm still hearing, you know, miscellaneous, you know, your typical tickets for harassment and shit, you know, like driving with, you know, without mud flaps, you know, ridiculous stuff like that. But I haven't heard anything too corrupt yet. But primarily just filming up here in Butte County. Primarily I want to film in Sacramento. That's where you know, Stephon Clark and all that stuff is going on. So that's the real hot spot. But I could locate the closest operation center affordable for me anyways was an hour north. So unfortunately, you know, that's the closest I can get. But I'd rather be an hour north from Sacramento than in Sacramento, because it's a lot more expensive to live there. Yeah, that's another thing too, Langley. I do not see a lot of people doing filming in Sacramento. Now, granted, San Joaquin Valley Transparency, what's the other guy? I think it's like N2 Film or something like that, and a couple other guys I've seen, they've started hitting up Sacramento, but other than them, I don't see, you know, a lot of people, you know, based out of Sacramento where that's their primary filming. But yeah, hopefully I'm trying to capitalize on some of that northern filming. Yeah, 60 miles, so about 70 minutes. That'd be about correct. I mean, traffic, you know, give or take, it could be an hour and 20 minutes. But it's usually, you know, 60 miles. Could get to Sacramento about an hour or so if the traffic's not bad. But as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we got CHP here. They're still blocking off the road. We got another CAL FIRE showing up. We got a lot of CAL FIRE people showing up here, but I'm not sure what they're gonna, what really the objective here is right now. I'm just watching the. Well, yeah, I could have caused a wildfire, but right now it's all contained to the airport runway. I don't think any residual flames have like jumped the fire. And here, I'll zoom it in some more. I had it zoomed out, but you can see, ladies and gentlemen, it's still burning. And I've been filming now for 45 minutes, and it was on fire before I got here, so it's been burning for at least 50 minutes. Fire's been going for at least 50 minutes. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the shakiness. I do not have my phone tripod, and I'm not the greatest with the phone when it comes to handheld, but now it looks like the other mainstream media outlet is two plumes of smoke a minute ago. Well, I mean, it's all around the airport. I mean, did you see smoke over here, or where did you see plumes of smoke at? Where are you located at, Peters? Are you nearby the airport? Because I mean, I'm a couple miles from the airport myself, but I was able to see it all the way from the operations center, and surprisingly pedal down. I thought it was going to just be a small wildfire, brush fire. Right over O and Oroville. Oh, right over the O and Oroville sign. Yeah, I know where that is. You can see it all the way from there. Wow. Wow, if you can see it all the way from there, then that's some pretty strong smoke. Yeah, that's what's being reported. Apparently the plane crashed on takeoff. Now another gentleman, the gentleman here, well, he's gone now. He got away from the area. I think it's because he didn't want to breathe in any of the smoke. But when I got here, a gentleman on an orange, or maybe dark orange or reddish colored bicycle, one of the two, he came up to me saying, don't breathe in the air. It's a plane crash. And he told me that a plane, he saw it taken off, and he saw it crash, And then as I was walking to the scene, another gentleman in a pickup truck, he said out the window, no, he didn't crash coming in, it hit another plane taking off. So as far as I know, there could be 2 aircraft involved. But as this time, all that's being reported is that it crashed on takeoff. I'm pretty sure the NTSB and all that is going to have to come out because they're the ones who handle aircraft investigations. And they're going to have to do their thing to determine, because I don't believe the Highway Patrol and CAL FIRE handles aircraft investigations. I mean, if this was a criminal act, yes, but for the aircraft investigation itself, I think the NTSB is going to have to come out for that. So we got some people. I think that's my friend there. What's his name? Bibley O'Reilly. If I recognized him correctly. He's already outed me, ladies and gentlemen. So you might hear my real name uttered at me today. But like I said at the public council meeting, you can say that to me right in my face. It's not going to intimidate me. I'm still going to show up and hold public officials accountable. It's like the cops in Anaheim. Once they figured, oh, we can call them by that name instead. You know, I specifically had people come up to me, you know, officers in uniform and just general people who I had no idea who they are. They're just, you know, general people that attend the meeting, just deliberately come up to me in advance, just would say my name, you know, passive-aggressive manner, and just say, hello, insert my name there, other than the cameraman, and then just walk off. You know, I'd be in the middle of a conversation with somebody, or I'd just be walking by, and they'd stop in their conversation and take time to just blurt out my name as I'm walking by. Hello, you know, mister, because they feel that, you know, by saying my name is going to, like, scare me or intimidate me. No. Primarily, like last night when I attended the council meeting for Oroville, I had a lady approach me after the meeting and say, why is it that they call you the cameraman, but we have to put our names down? And I said, ma'am, you don't have to put your name down. You could put whatever you want up there as long as it's not a vulgarity, from my understanding. Even if it is, it should be respected under the First Amendment. I've been to council meetings where I've seen a gentleman submit his speaker card as the white man of Anna Drive, and that's sort of racy, if you will, but they respected his right and called him by that name. And primarily, I told her the main reason is because that's my YouTube channel, and you type man on YouTube, that's what comes up. But the other reason, too, is to exercise my Fifth Amendment right, because people don't realize, as part in California anyways, you don't have to give your name to attend or speak at a public meeting. Now, if you want to speak before other people, yeah, you can give your name, but a majority at these meetings, you know, still even on the speaker card, you can put down like I do, the cameraman, and oh, looks like we're starting to get some bigger flames. But you can put down the cameraman and still have your name. And I've been to city council meetings where they don't even do speaker cards. You just get called on in a single line basis, you know, first come, first serve, if you will. So it's just really an optional, it's more of a novelty thing, if you will. And I explained to her that, and two, I think the law, the reason why it was created is, you know, the people that made that legal so that we can do that is because they realize that, hey, if we put down on your speaker card where you live, where your name is, and someone may not agree with that, and especially these people that go up to council, and I understand it's that they want to prove that they live in the city, but let's say, for example, you go to your city council meeting and you blurt out your address, and then you speak about a subject that may piss off a lot of people, and then you may get retaliation at your residence. It's kind of like, well, how did someone find out where you live to retaliate against you? And then like, oh, well, maybe it's because you announced your address to the entire city council on public TV and blah, blah, blah. But that's why we have the Fifth Amendment, and that's why it's optional on the speaker card to do that. But that's the two main reasons why I do that. And she walked away. Oh, well, I'm sorry, Harris 865, you can always leave. You know, you choose to turn into this live stream. If you're pissed off, you're choosing to be pissed off. you can instantly, and there's in the top of your corner, there should be an X, depending on what device you're viewing this on, to close out this live stream. So that's your own problem. So if I piss you off, unsubscribe, stop watching, stop mentally diminishing yourself. Thanks, Peters, for that update. Peter relayed that the Butte County Sheriff's Office is responding to this. I have seen the sheriff here, but mainly the Highway Patrol is the main agency I see here, and CAL FIRE. Highway Patrol appears to be just handling traffic. I did see one Butte County Sheriff's unit driving over on the runway area. But I've been live now for 53 minutes. Still have 41% battery, so I mean, I've clearly got an attention span. We got 12 people here that are still watching. Well, let me just ask you this way. I got other things to do today. I didn't plan on filming a plane crash, but again, does anybody really plan on filming a plane crash today? But let me ask you this, ladies and gentlemen. Do you want me to stay until my battery runs dead, or I have no choice but to leave? Or do you want me to, make the decision to feel that I should leave when I want to leave? Or do you want me to stay until this thing gets entirely put out? It's up to you guys. I'm streaming for you right now. I could have just done this completely on the handy cam and not live stream, but I thought this would make a pretty good live stream. So I've been going now for 54 minutes. So for the 13 people that are still in here, do you want me to keep going, or do you want me to feel that I can end this when I feel I want to end this? Stay until the plane is repaired. Well, the plane, well, common sense. I mean, the plane is going to take a long time for it to get repaired. Get the whole story. Yes, keep going. We got one for leave when you're ready, and we've got I'll take the plane to be repaired as a keep going. I've got 2 for keep going. So we got 2 for keep going, and we've got 1 for, well, I figure you're just kidding, but it's like, well, that's gonna, I mean, hell, maybe they can repair it. Maybe there's some magic wand nowadays we can wave in the air and, it'll magically repair itself. Wouldn't that be great? Okay, we got some. Yeah, I'll probably post a photo to my community tab when I get back to the operations center, ladies and gentlemen. So if you check and I'll probably do it to Twitter, so if you check my Twitter, oh hi Oscar Flores, if you check my Twitter and my community tab on my YouTube channel later today, I will have a picture posted of the flames coming out of the front of the airplane. So if you check that later, I will have an uploaded photo, probably not for an hour or 2. Yeah, exactly. Wingardium Leviosa, and we're going to lift that wreckage off the runway. See, this is what I like about live streams. We get funny, interactive comments. And see, it figures I'm talking about ending the live stream, and now we got some people that are now just showing up and haven't been here. But you haven't missed much, I mean, other than more excessive flames, but it's still burning. It's still burning. This plane has been burning for about an hour now. And so we got 2 other news stations. We got Channel 7, and I think the other one is Action News Now. They've showed up, but yeah, I was the first on scene. I mean, it doesn't matter who's on scene. We all have the constitutional right to engage in press and take photography. But as far as actually putting a live stream and doing that kind of playing, if you mean by playing, I do not know exactly what type of plane, exact model, but from the nose cone and the tail wing, I do want to say it is some type of private commuter jet. It is some type of private commuter jet by the looks of it. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to keep live streaming, but I keep getting a thing that keeps popping up on my phone that's saying it's too hot, and I keep pressing OK and it stops it. So, but just to let you know, at any moment my phone could turn off because it's saying it's too hot, but it said that half an hour ago and didn't, so I'm just gonna keep going either way. But yeah, I would like to go around to the side there, over in that direction, to get a sideways look at the plane, but the smoke is blowing in that direction, and I already got warned by the sergeant. Well, it wasn't really a warning, it was an ask. He asked that I not go in that direction. And you know why it was an ask and not a demand? Because of Penal Code 409.5 that lets the media into calamities and accidents and things of that nature, and that's why he was asking. I mean, I know damn well that if I go over there, yeah, I got the risk of breathing in carcinogens, but I know that, and I'm taking my own risk to do that. And that's why we have Penal Code 409.5, and why the Supreme Court ruled back in, I think it was 2002 or 2005, that the police's obligation are law enforcement duties. They are law enforcement officers and not an obligation to public safety, even though a law that may be enforced is related to public safety. For example, it's against the law to be, it's against the law to murder somebody. Even though the police are arresting the murderer for killing somebody, and yeah, now there's a public safety because the murderer has been arrested. It's not an obligation to how do I put this? It's not an obligation to go out and actively hunt for the murderer. I mean, yeah, that's part of catching the murderer, but it's not, if you will, a requirement of, oh, we got to be out there 24/7 looking for the murderer. It's no, the job of the police is you arrest that criminal, not so more of public safety. Just like vehicle codes. They say it's for public safety. I mean, yeah, if you want to put, someone speeding, getting them off the road is a matter of public safety, but at the end of the day, there's a ticket and a law was broken and it's being forced. So really, is it about public safety, or is it more of a duty to enforce law? And I think that's what the Supreme Court decision was more of, is that police their job position is to enforce laws that are broken, not be public safety respondents. That's more so the job of the fire department and paramedics, if you kind of get what I'm saying there. And granted, probably the murderer analogy wasn't the greatest analogy, but it's more so, it's about enforcing law, not looking out for the... Yeah, Butte County, yeah, CAL FIRE on Butte County, of course, they're going to have the best photos, because they got the fire equipment out there to go up and photograph right there. He's got the suit on and everything that lets him, with the oxygen mask, and he's got that camera. The fire departments have special cameras that are built for, scenes like that, so they don't overheat and melt. But yeah, he's probably got the best photos. I'd got the photos away from the fire, but yeah, the fire press information officer, he's probably got the best photos that you're telling me there. Gary Blackpool, yeah, Gary Blackpool, thanks for that. I'll definitely check them out. But if you want, ladies and gentlemen, if you want the up close and personal photos, check out CAL FIRE Butte County on Twitter. They probably are going to have the most best up close and personal shots of this plane crash. But I will be posting, when I get back to the operations center on Twitter and on my community tab on YouTube, a photo of the flames coming out of the front of the plane. Well, I mean, it could be steam, it could also be white smoke. I've seen where they went and put water on it, and then a whole bunch of white steam looking smoke came out, and then they backed off, and then it turned into gray smoke and then black smoke. And so we've kind of had 3 shades of smoke here, just changing in and out. And now the smoke's starting to come this way a little bit, so I'm going to put on my shirt over my face. It stinks. It smells like burned tires. That's what I'm smelling. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, that would have been some of them explosions were earlier, is them tires on the plane exploding. Oh really, you've worked on that airport's runway back in the day, in 57. Interesting, very interesting. Well, I'm glad I've got local people on here that have local information. Yeah, but it stinks, ladies and gentlemen. The best smell I could describe it right now is mixed with the surrounding grass that's on fire, is sort of this burnt grass and tire smell. But when I get back to the operations center, I'm probably going to take a big load of smoke that what do you call it, repels cancer and carcinogens to mitigate the effects of the smoke that has carcinogens I'm probably inhaling. Oh wow, from Fresno to Redding. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, I have a scanner that has I have this airport frequency for Oroville Airport on it, but it's not like an airport that has a control tower, if you will. It's more just an automated weather system. But I'm pretty sure if you had to respond to, if somebody issued a mayday call, I'm pretty sure there's somebody with a radio that's going to pick up and answer. But there's not really like a big tower or anything sort of like that. I mean, the closest reference airport I've seen personally, I could reference to an airport similar to this is Fullerton Municipal Airport in Orange County in Fullerton. But the only thing I would say different from that is there's less planes here, less hangars, and there's not a giant control tower that you can see. So you got Highway Patrol. Looks like, I don't know if they're opening up the road now, ladies and gentlemen. They might be. I can't see all the way down there if it's closed, but down in that direction at 20th Street, they have a unit there with the roadblock. But that's the local sergeant. I have his business card back at the operations center, and it appears he might be 1098. Now we've been going for an hour now, ladies and gentlemen. 13 viewers. So far, the most likes on this stream is at 30. Thank you for all the likes. LA air can affect your lungs just like smoking a pack a day for 29. Yeah, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Langley just said that she saw on the news that air in LA can affect your lungs just like smoking a pack a day for 29 years. So, I mean, granted, this has probably got carcinogens in the air, but if the air is that bad down in LA, that kind of makes me feel better about the air I'm breathing in right now. Because that's kind of scary if every day you're going to be breathing in 29 years worth of cigarettes. Yeah, if you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I'll zoom it in. Apologize for the shakiness. Oh, now up to 32. Thanks for the likes and everybody tuning in and staying this long. But as you can see, I think that's water. I don't believe it's a foam. But it appears they're putting more water on it now. They may not have the capacity to have foam apparatuses here, but it seems like to me a foam engine might have suppressed this fire a lot sooner. Got somebody working on it over there. I don't know if okay. I thought ladies and gentlemen, I thought the guy from CAL FIRE was coming over here to talk to me, but he's speaking to somebody in the car. I'm trying to zoom it back out, ladies and gentlemen, but I seem to just be zooming in. Ah, there we go. We'll see this. So I have an excuse for smoking now. Better than moving to... That's funny. Yeah, there you go. But that's kind of disturbing at the same time, though. It's better to smoke than it is to breathe in the air in LA. Tell you, air pollution is no joke.
So you're in between here and the golf course?
I think, ladies and gentlemen, the person that's in the white car over here, they've been here for a while. And this lady, and I thought, she might just be somebody that works at the airport, or maybe a looky-loo. But yeah, exactly. Yeah, make sure it's that kind of smoke. I'll smoke that smoke, but I do not smoke cigarettes. I mean, I do kind of like the smell of them, but I will not pick up one. But back to what I was saying, it appears this woman in this car over here, she might live over here because there's also a golf course over there. There's a couple of houses over there, so she might be one of the few residents that lives over there and can't get over there right now. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I heard the person from CAL FIRE there say, oh, so you're in between the airport and the golf course? And I know there's a few houses over there. So, I mean, other than smoke and air quality, I think, I mean, now I'm not the expert traffic controller or fire assessor here, but I mean, other than this portion of road, I think they've got the smoke kind of under control, and that's why they don't, the main reason they don't want cars driving is to drive through that smoke. But I think we might have the road starting to open up here soon. Because there's the sergeant just went down there and he just went up there. The road is still closed as of right now, and they're detouring around the airport because there's a road that goes around the airport, but the road might open up here eventually, but I don't see why not. I mean, the fire's under control from what I see. And oh wow, ladies and gentlemen, now the smoke has kind of dissipated now. I think the nose cone is completely gone. Because before I was seeing, you know, the front where the glass is and the pilots would sit and the flames were... Let me get off the bike here. There we go. Let me get off the bike here. There we go. But right where that smoke is I think I can see... I think it's one of those planes that has like 3 engines in the back, kind of looks like from here. Or 2 engines on the side. But, the front had a nose cone on it, and it appears to be gone now, because the flames I photographed earlier were shooting out of the front 2 side windows. This is in California, Michael. This is at the Oroville Airport in Butte County, California. Looks like it was in 2 parts on the California. Well, then maybe it did hit a second plane, Gary, because of the person in the truck when I first got here an hour ago and passed by. They said, oh no, it wasn't a plane that crashed coming down, it was a plane that hit another plane. So that could potentially happen. Your plane gets separated in 2 parts if you hit another plane. But this is being reported as far as I know, I can say for sure is the plane has crashed. I don't know how. I got one report that it was crashed on takeoff and another report that it crashed hitting another plane on takeoff. But I can't confirm any of those at this time, other than the fact that the plane is crashed. How, I do not know. Just other than the fact that it's crashed. Okay, I don't know if you heard, ladies and gentlemen, but I don't know who she's with, what mainstream outlet, but she just confirmed, or I should say reported, not confirmed, that there was 10 occupants in this plane, and they've all made it out safely. Thank you for that, Gary. Okay, was that on Twitter, or where did you see that? But right now, ladies and gentlemen, in chat, Gary Blackpool is saying that it's only 1 plane involved. And that's what it appears to, me. Broken into... I think that might have just been his radio was turned up, ladies and gentlemen. So for a minute there, I thought he was about to make a PA announce. Okay, thanks, Gary. So that was being reported on Twitter. Was that from CAL FIRE's Twitter page? Or CHP? And there goes the sergeant. Well, this lady's taken off, well, Well, she started up her car. It doesn't mean she's leaving, but I don't know, maybe the road is now opening up. Maybe it's now opening up. If the road is now opening up, I'm going to potentially start going down that way. And, okay, thanks, Gary, for confirming that. Cal Fire's Twitter. Well, if the road is opening up potentially, then I might just walk down this way, down that way, I should say. Because, I mean, if I don't point and I say this way and you're just watching, you're like, that way, this way, up way, you know. But if the road is opening up now, I might just head down there and get a sideways photos of this plane crash. Because while these other news agencies are, you know, stuck in their vans and little SUVs, I'm sort of a little bit more mobile with the bicycle. Well, I mean, if she's going, well, she's going, shit. Well, she's going, shit. Well, there goes the sheriff. Well, ladies and gentlemen, well, if everybody's taken off, then I'm just gonna go. Oh, I hear an engine. Let's see, he's sitting there. Highway patrol's left. Yes, I will, Langley. Well, I mean, yeah, but here's the thing, Gary Blackpool, about electric bikes, is I can't use the bike lane. I can't use the bike lane if I'm an electric bicycle, because now I could be wrong. I might just be referring to I know gas-powered ones you cannot use the bike lane, but I think it applies to the electric ones too, because the idea is you can get up to 30 miles an hour on a gas-powered bike or an electric bike, and the majority of people that are going to be using this lane are going to be going, you know, 5 or 10 miles an hour pedal power. And the idea is, well, if you can go that fast, then you can use the main road like everybody else. And bikers can use the main road like everybody else when there's not a bike lane. They have to keep furthest to the right according to the California Vehicle Code. But if there is a bike lane, then you must be in the bike lane. No, okay, well, maybe I will ask Tom Zebra. I know he has the electric bike and he knows about it more than I do. So, I know he has the electric bike and he's but I'm just more of a pedal-powered guy myself. I've been pedal-powered for years. Oh, we got the engines coming, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, it's powering off.